There's plenty of water in the universe without life, but nowhere is there life without water, said Sylvia Earle. Of the world's total water existing on the earth, over 96% is saline. And of the total fresh water, over 68.7% is locked up in ice and glaciers, and 30.1% is locked up in ground, which is a very large percentage of total fresh water on Earth. Thus, rivers and lakes that supply surface water for majority of the human uses constitute hardly 1.2% of the total fresh water. Telangana state is located on the Deccan Plateau, covering an area of 112,077 square kilometers. It is a semi-arid area and has a predominantly hot and dry climate, with skewed distribution of rainfall in space and time. Groundwater contributes to 75% of the total irrigated area. The dependency on groundwater for agriculture, drinking water, and industrial purposes led to overexploitation in some pockets, resulting in depletion of groundwater resource to an alarming level. Groundwater occurs in an aquifer which has its own natural boundaries and which is not confined to individual land holdings or village boundaries or follow any geographical boundaries like watershed or an administrative unit. Since aquifers can be quite extensive, the usage of borewell can influence other people miles away. The government of Telangana decided to promote users' participation in groundwater management to arrest further depletion of the resource. In line with its objective, a users-centered aquifer-level groundwater management pilot has been implemented in Chandur and Marriguda mandals of Nalgonda district under Water Sector Improvement Project, with an objective to develop an institutional model with the processes and procedures for a sustainable usage and management of the groundwater resources in conjunction with the local communities at the aquifer level.
గ్రామాన ఈ రెండు మండలాలలో రైతుల కమిటీలు ఏర్పాటు చేసి ఆ కమిటీలలో ఉన్న సమస్యలన్నీ చర్చించుకొని కార్యరూపమైందనే ఉద్దేశంతో మాట్లాడుకోవడం జరుగుతుంది.
An aquifer from Chandur watershed having an area of 16,349 hectares in Lower Krishna River Basin was selected, where groundwater extraction is high with progressively declining water table. The pilot aquifer area represents the low rainfall area with meager groundwater availability. As per the groundwater resource estimation of 2006-2007, 98% of the replenishable groundwater recharge was utilized, which resulted in long-term decline of water levels. An NGO was roped in to carry out the social assessment in the pilot area. Intensive information, education, and communication campaign was taken up by conducting interactive meetings, audio-visual programs in the pilot area to create awareness among the community on the importance of the groundwater resource, necessity of its management, and participation of the community. Innovative awareness programs like Kala Jata or Oggu Katha were organized in all Gram Panchayats by engaging local folk artists. Senior officials from state government and World Bank visited and motivated the community to come forward for management of groundwater resource. The intensive campaign helped in creation of 13 Gram Panchayat level committees. who in turn federated into an aquifer-level groundwater management body to be known as Groundwater Management Association. The GWMA prepared its own bylaws with the help of the NGO and got registered under the Societies Act. Exposure visit for 44 members from 13 GPLC's members were organized to Havera Bazaar and Ralegaon Siddhi, and an interaction with Mr. Anna Hazare was arranged. Training programs on water level monitoring, rainfall recording, estimation of groundwater, crop water budgeting were conducted for the community to prepare a groundwater management action plan. Groundwater Department fixed as many as 63 observation wells in the pilot area. The GPLC members measured the groundwater levels monthly and displayed the same at the Gram Panchayat office. 15 piezometers were also constructed and installed with digital water level recorders to monitor the water levels continuously. 6 rain gauge stations were installed in the pilot area and maintained rainfall data by GPLC members, as it is crucial for estimating the recharge to the groundwater. With technical inputs from Groundwater Department, proposals from 13 GPLCs were consolidated into pilot-level Groundwater Management Action Plan, which was approved by State-Level Review Committee headed by the Project Director. As part of the implementation of the action plan, 23 check dams with recharge shafts with an estimated cost of 2,78 lakh rupees was sanctioned. The GPLCs came forward and constructed the recharge structures, besides contributing 15% of the cost of the structure. All the GPLCs opened bank accounts and deposited the community contribution in the bank accounts. 23 check dams with recharge shafts have been constructed by the GPLCs by May 2016. An innovative recharge structure called the recharge shaft was recommended by Groundwater Department in the bed of each check dam to speed up the recharge process. A bore well drilled up to fractured zone with slotted casing and filter media and protection wall around it provides a passage to the water in the check dam to reach the fractured zone directly, thus reducing the recharge time. These measures have resulted in sharp rise of groundwater levels in the pilot area. The hydrograph of the average water level in the pilot area indicate a rise of groundwater level by 9.13 meters during the period of July-September 2016. During the corresponding period in the previous year, 2015-16, with similar rainfall from July to September, the rise in the groundwater levels was just 0.66 meters, which sustained for a very short period, and fall of water level continued up to July 2016.
So this pilot study of Chandur Basin is one of the best example of community participation in groundwater management, aquifer level or at village level. And this type of study has not been documented earlier, but as this pilot Chandur study, it has been documented, well documented study. So this is one of the best example. So how to manage the groundwater resources at community level. Whatever the work has been done by the department. So this has brought the crop diversification. The farmers themselves have changed the cropping pattern to horticulture or to the ID crops. So this augmented groundwater recharge through this construction of check dams and recharge shafts, saving of water from this diversification of crops, it has resulted in 10% of almost water utilization, as well as the water levels in the last 2 years. The water levels have risen almost more than 6 meters in that particular area. So this is one of the best examples.
Another remarkable achievement in the pilot project is the diversification of the crops from water-intensive paddy to low water consuming crops like pulses and horticultural crops. The crop statistics show that over a period of 5 years, the extent of area cultivated under paddy reduced from 2,521 acres to 893 acres during the Kharif season and from 914 acres to 604 acres during the Rabi season. At the same time, the extent of the areas under the pulses and horticultural crops increased from 30 acres to 2,499 acres and 149 acres to 338 acres respectively.
చెక్ డ్యామ్ కట్టినాక బూరాల వరకు లోపలికి నీళ్ళు ఉండేవి. జర ఇప్పుడు పైకి ఎదిగినాయి నీళ్ళు. తర్వాత బెండకాయలు, మన వంకాయ, టమాటా అవి కూరగాయలు వేసుకుంటే జర మాకు సేఫ్టీ అనిపిస్తుంది. ఒడ్లు వచ్చినా చాలా నీళ్ళు ఎక్కువ పడుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి మేము కూరగాయలు వేసి చాలా పంటలు పండించుకుంటాం. చెక్ డ్యామ్ కట్టినాక కొద్దిగా మాకు చాలా నయం అయింది.
All these efforts of decentralized user-centered aquifer management have started giving results now. Water table in the project area has improved. Many of the dry bore wells got rejuvenated and low-yielding ones started giving more. Farmers have moved from high-intensive water-consuming crops to low-intensive water-consuming crops and are practicing water conservation methods to tap the water in aquifers.
అక్వర్ లెవెల్ గ్రౌండ్ వాటర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఇది ఏంటంటే పబ్లిక్ భాగస్వామ్యంతో భూగర్భ జలాల వినియోగం తగ్గించి భూగర్భ జలాలు రీఛార్జ్ పెంచడం ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం. దీంట్లో 13 గ్రామ పంచాయతీ ప్రజలు చాలా యాక్టివ్గా ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయ్యారు. ఇంట్లో మనం రీఛార్జ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్తో పాటుగా కొత్తగా ఫస్ట్ టైం తెలంగాణలో రీఛార్జ్ షాఫ్ట్స్ కూడా పెట్టాము. దీనివల్ల బాగా రీఛార్జ్ జరిగింది. సుమారు 8 మీటర్ల వరకు వాటర్ లెవెల్స్ పెరగడం జరిగింది. ఈ మండలాల్లో ఉండే ఫార్మర్స్ ఈ ప్రాజెక్టు పైలట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కింద ఉండే ఫార్మర్స్ అందరికీ కూడా చాలా సంతోషం అవుతుంది.
The pilot project is testimony to solving water problems of the state and thus enriching the lives of the farmers in Telangana state.